Hi, welcome back to our Sproutable Parent Q&A. This week we have a question from a parent who wants to know, my child seems like they're questioning their gender. What does that mean? What do I do? We have a wonderful resource here in our Sproutable family. Tiffany Kelly is the parent of 2 boys, one of whom is transgender, and she's going to share her experiences to help us answer these questions.
I always quote Aiden, who is the director of Gender Odyssey, with the advice that I think is just so vital for a parent, which is asking your child, who do you see when you dream? My mom and I would talk to him about his dreams or make up stories, and he was always, Thomas was the main character of these stories. And I look back and it's just, oh, you were telling me, and I'm so sorry that it took me a while to listen. And to really listen, because we all like to think that we're listening, but there's listening and then there's hearing.
This parenting tool that, again, that's good for just all things and for gender, to say, how can I support the person who you are, not just who you want to be today. You know, we put so much emphasis on that for kids, like, who do you want to be when you grow up? Or as if it's, you know, when we talk about it with gender, who do you want to be, as if it's this choice. And that has been a huge barrier to us moving forward with more gender inclusive language, is still coming at it from this place of it being a choice when kids really know who they are. And so just dropping into that as a parent or as a grown-up working with children to say, how can I support you for who you are now? You know, that mindfulness of just in this present moment, who you are, and that unconditional love in that moment, acceptance for who you are. And that too is a great lesson, not just for gender, but for all things. How do we support our kids and truly see them for who they are?
There are many things that I wish I had known or done differently, but I guess in a way that's parenthood. I definitely wish that I had listened to myself and my child more and not been so affected by what other very well-intentioned other parents were saying, or the world in general. I wish that I had been kinder to myself and to my child, but I also wish that I had known that it just wasn't as unusual or scary or any of those things that I was thinking. And I couldn't put my finger on what I thought was so unusual. And so I think that, again, you know, even people without kids, anybody, being aware that, you know, gender is not binary, it's nothing to do with sexuality. It truly is how we see ourselves and then express ourselves. And I think that there's valuable lesson for all of us in being inclusive. And I wish that I had known that I could talk openly with my young child about gender and not worry and know that I wasn't putting ideas in his head or leading him to do something that he didn't want to do. All it can do is bring something good. It can bring you reassurance of your child saying, no, I just really like the Elsa costume, or it can bring you the knowledge of how to let your child live authentically and know that they are loved and seen, and that is just everything. I wish, you know, I am so proud of my child and so just blown away by his bravery, and I wish that I had not made the mistakes that I made that prolonged any of that true unhappiness of, you know, not feeling seen.
Tiffany is a political activist who shares her family's story to inspire others to support trans children and all children in creating a world that is gender inclusive. Tiffany's family is featured in the documentary, The Most Dangerous Year. Thank you so much for writing in, and we will see you next time. Real moments are learning moments.